Good morning, guys. My name is Danny, and I will be giving you today's webinar. Can you guys hear me okay? So today's webinar is going to be about our search. So this is just let's say a refresh of what we have to offer you with the search and I'm going to go through all of the filters that we offer you and what you could do exactly from that tab of the system, okay? So since I'm already logged in, I'm just going to go click on account and then control panel. Remember that if you have any questions, doubts throughout the whole webinar, you can always raise your hand. I will read the question out loud and answer it as well. If it's about something else apart from the search, we will be contacting you after the webinar. Or if you want, you can click on the live chat and you can write your question through there, request a coaching session, as well as I remind you that we have the help section of short videos, let's say of particular parts of the system, and other recorded webinars of previous webinars that we've done, and they're all recorded in um, in this part of the system. Okay. Once you log in, it takes you to the control panel, and you'll see the help and webinars right next to it. Okay. So I officially welcome you into the 2021 stage. I hope you guys had wonderful holidays. And let's go ahead and begin. So since I have the professional dialer, I'm just going to click here, or I can click as well on the search. Okay. What do we see here? Over here, I'm going to start from the, let's say this part, okay, at the top right. So what do we have here? We have a variety of reports, okay, that they're generalized. The absorption rate is a report or a rate only available for realtors, okay? If you have a realtor license, you can send it to us if it's active, of course. We verify it, and then we update your account with this special feature along with several other that I'm going to show you in just a bit. And what is the absorption rate as is? It, it gives you properties that were sold in a specific area or a specific real estate market during a certain period of time. So what I'm going to do is, okay, so I'm going to go ahead and extend the map view a little bit, and let's say I'm going to do a polygon, okay, around this area. And then I can click on any of the reports. Once I drew the polygon, I can click on any of the reports over here. So all you need to do is just do a polygon in order to generate any of the reports that you have in the search tab. Now, if you add any of the filters, I don't think it would work because all the reports or the 4 reports that you see here, they're generalized per county. So if we click on the absorption rate, it only filters by type of property. So you can select which one you want. I'm just going to leave it in single family homes, and I'm going to click apply. Over here, it will generate the general report that I just said of the selected area of total property sold, of total properties actually, and then it will break it down into sold, foreclosed, sold, total sold less, foreclosed sold, absorption rate, average sold, total active for sale, and then months of inventory. And it will compare it to the whole county area. So it's the subject area, which is the selected on the map with the polygon, and then it will compare it with the county area. And then it will break it down into the different graphs, okay? Or apples, as I call it. Then it will give you a description of the prices between what they were sold for. Okay, it will break it down into sold up to 100,000, 150, and then up to 1 million. Then it will give you the actual graph. So over here, like I said, it compares the description with the subject area, the polygon we drew on the map, with the county area. Now, with all of the reports that you generate in ReiFax, what you could do is you could print it out, or with the actual print icon, depending on the browser you have, you could save it as a PDF if you don't want to print it out actually. Or you could save the report on ReiFax, which is that's what the save is for. You save the report on ReiFax, and in just a second, I will show you where you can generate that saved report and send the link to your partner, coworker, associate, etc., broker, whatever. Okay, you could send it to whoever you'd like, the link, so they will see it just like this. So I'm going to go ahead and click save. And let's say webinar 18. Once I save my document, I'm going to go into the greenhouse at the top left. Okay. And over here in documents, it will give me the name that we saved it under. And if you click on it, it will generate the actual report. Okay. It's actually like it's a white report because it doesn't give you the name of ReiFax anywhere. So it's not going to, let's say, tell anybody your source. Okay. Because it's not even inside of, oh, actually over here, ReiFax docs. But in the actual tag, you're not going to see the name of ReiFax anywhere. Okay, so you have to be very detailed. And over here in the copy URL, you're going to be able to paste it in an email. For example, if you have an issue with the report, or you see an issue, you could paste it into our live chat, and we will be able to see it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and exit. And I'm going to go back into the reports, and I'm going to exit out of it. Do you guys have any questions so far? Okay. Then we have the subdivision report, and I'm still working with the selected polygon that I did in this county. Okay. So I'm still going to be selecting single family homes. Now the subdivision report, it's like I said, general for the whole county, and it's going to give you each of the subdivisions. If you're not going to be able to click on it, you will only be able to select it, and it breaks it down into total properties per subdivision, distress, pre-foreclosed, foreclosed properties, total upside down, not for in foreclosure, active for sale, with in pre-foreclosure with more than 30% equity, total sold in the last 3 months, months of inventory, median sold in the last 3 months, and then price increase. Okay, so and the price increase is only going to be per percentage. Now, like I said, with this, what you could do is print and save. If you want to print or save it into your computer, not in ReiFax, you're just going to click on print, and it will generate a pop-up. Or actually, since I'm using Firefox, it's only going to just download it, and you're going to have it in PDF in your computer. So I'm going to exit out of it. And same thing with the X-ray. Remember, still working with the selected area. Close this one at the bottom. With the X-ray, it's going to give me the total properties in the area. So you see that it's the same number that we used for the absorption rate. But here it's going to give you distressed properties, properties in pre-foreclosure, foreclosure, upside down, not in foreclosure, active for sale, owner occupied, and not owner occupied. And it's going to, same as the absorption rate, going to compare it to the county area. Now, this X-ray report is very similar to the one you see in the results and in the overview, okay? It's going to give you the division per apple. I call them apple. And then it's going to give you pre-foreclosed, foreclosed, active for sale, not for sale, with less than 0% equity, more than 0% equity, and more than 30% equity. Like I said, it's going to compare the selected area or the polygon in the map to the whole county. Then it's going to break it down into total foreclosed, foreclosed active for sale, foreclosure not active for sale. For upside down properties not in foreclosure, upside down not in foreclosure, active for sale, and then upside down not in foreclosure and not for sale. And then at the bottom, it's going to give you the total active for sale, and it's going to give you with equity in foreclosure. The total sold in this part is the total sold in the last 6 months, average sold in the last 6 months, total active for sale, months of inventory, and average days on market. And then if you go on, it's a very extensive and detailed report. Like I said, it breaks it down. All this data is going to break it down into the rest of the reports that you see, okay? So that is what you could do with the reports. Like I said, the only difference or that you may not see in your account is the absorption rate, because the absorption rate, like I said, is only for those users that gave us their realtor license. If you don't have that or those realtor features in your account and you do have a real estate active license, you could send it to us and we can activate it whenever you want, okay? Then if you have, let's say for instance, a tablet or a laptop with internet on the road, which is, I think, very dangerous, but you can turn it on and in the system, it will locate your GPS, and you can, for example, put in some filters and it will give you a list of results in the area where you're at, okay? Remember, this one is to find by GPS location, or let's say if you're at home, it will find the properties near your house with the filters that you add over here. Okay, I can't actually turn it on because it's not going to work. I'm out of states and the GPS is not going to work out of or where I'm at. Okay, then we have the managed search. The managed search has several functionalities. Let's say, for instance, that I always make a search when I go into ReiFax. I always make the same search to see if there's an update in our data, okay? So what I could do, instead of filling all of the filters in each time, I can do it once, okay? Let's say, for instance, 33325, single family homes, active for sale. I'm gonna go back into public records, scroll down to market value, and I'm gonna do this really quick. Either way, I'm gonna go over the filters so that you guys can see. I'm just doing an example of how you can save your search and go back to it, overwrite, and even delete it. Okay, equal or less than 350,000. Debt to equity equal or greater than 30. Owner occupied, yes, or actually no. And then let's see over here. I'm just going to leave it like that. So I put in several search parameters, okay? Since I'm going to be using this search parameter for different counties, I'm going to go ahead and save it so that I don't have to waste time always filling in all of the filters and taking the risk, let's say, of missing one of the filters. So what I'm going to do is, for instance, um, I'm going to put in the name of the search, single family homes for sale, and then 33325, the zip code. And then the description, I'm going to break it down into less than 350K market value. And then we said, so we put some debt to equity, right? So I'm going to put more than 30% debt to equity. And I'm going to click save. So once I click save, I can scroll all the way down and I'm going to be able to see the one that I just did. I'm not going to select it just yet. I'm going to clear everything out. And I'm going to go, let's say that I just logged into ReiFax. I'm going to go into the search that I did 3 weeks ago. And I'm going to look for it over here. Single family homes. And there we go. We have it here. And what I could do is either load it, okay? Or let's say that I just want to make some changes into it. Possibly adding some foreclosure, pre-foreclosure, or maybe some even probates, okay? And like I said, I'm just playing around with this search, or this is just a random search. I'm not saying that this may work, okay? But what I could go back into the managed search, I'm gonna look for single family homes by the filter. Less than 350K. Okay, there we go. And what I could do, since I already modified my search with these two new filters, I can go ahead and click overwrite. Are you sure? Yes. So now next time we go in, it's going to have the new filters that we selected. I'm going to select it again, click load, and notice how it overwrote our original, let's say, template, and it added the new filters that we wanted. Do you guys have any questions so far? Remember, you can ask any questions throughout the whole webinar. If, like I said at the very beginning, if it's something else apart from the search, you can always contact us through the live chat or our central line, and we will gladly help you out or clear any doubts for you, okay? So apart from that, in the search or in the managed search, what you're going to have is, or what ReiFax created for you in our previous update of the website, okay, was we created some templates for you, or let's say some predetermined templates. So you could take a look at all of the ones that say RFX, which is the default, okay? And it's going to give you a variety of descriptions that you could search for. Like I said, they're general. You can modify them and then create your own template based on the filters that we gave you. Let's say, for instance, you don't know how to search for single family for sale tax delinquent, and you can just select it and click load. ReiFax, what it does is puts in all of the filters you need to get single family for sale with tax delinquency. All you need to do is go into the tax amount, which is this one. You're going to search for what it says over here, and you're going to input the actual amount that you want. Now, this is just an example. Of course, if I go through all of those searches or predetermined searches, we're going to take forever. But like I said, they're general and you can modify them and let's say customize them to fit your needs. Okay, uh, for for example, this one. And then all you need to do is input the actual county that you want. If you want to add a certain zip code or city, if you want to even modify the type of property, you can do that as well. All we do is get you closer to the description and give you the answers of how to generate the actual search. Okay, we have a question over here. Okay, I apologize. I did skip the discount report, so let's go over it. I'm just gonna finish up over here with the managed search and then we could go over it, okay? I apologize. Then with once I have, since we already selected a predetermined search that ReiFax created for you, you can't actually modify it. But what you could do is create yours with the, let's say, help that we gave you. So let's say, for instance, single family homes. This one is short sale. And over here, we can add our own description. Let's say, for instance, Broward 33325. And then what I just did is I didn't overwrite what ReiFax gave you because you're actually unable to do it, but you created your own. And remember, it's always going to add it to the bottom. But once you exit out and go back in, you can search for it by tag. Okay. That is what you could do with the managed search. And apart from that, if you have a lot of searches that you're not going to be using, which I should do right after the webinar, I can go into it and just click delete. I'm going to select all of them and click delete because I honestly got to update all of those templates that I have there. Okay, now going back into the discount report, what it's going to do in this discount report is, I'm going to delete that. Multifamily, no, single family. And I'm going to draw the polygon again. Okay. I'm going to click on the discount report. You can select the type of property over here. Like I said, with these 4 reports that you have over here, you're not going to be able to use any of the filters that you have on the left. Okay. It's only going to work with the selected area in the map, and it's going to give you the type of property because it's a general report for the whole county in comparison to the selected area in the map. Okay, so I'm going to click apply, and it's going to give you the number of properties or the list of properties that have been sold in pre-foreclosure or foreclosure. If you click at the bottom, you'll see pre-foreclosed and foreclosed, and it's going to give you the known debt, the sold price, and the difference between the known debt and the sold price. Okay, so that is the discount report, and that's what's going to do, apart from, of course, telling you who actually is the plaintiff. And that's going to happen with the foreclosure details and with the pre-foreclosed. So it's going to tell you the amount of the percentage of discount and the short sale days for both. That is the discount report. So it's going to tell you like I said, it's the difference between the known debt and the actual sold price. So you can have an idea of in what you could buy it or maybe sell it. If you click on any of the circles, it will give you the detail of the property, but you can't actually do anything directly from here. But you could select it, copy, and paste it in the location bar. At the bottom, you will see the different graphs of, let's say, the breakdown of the subject area, the whole county area, and then pre-foreclosed sold, average days short sale, average percentage of discount, and average amount of discount, or foreclosed sold, average days of sale after file date. So it will break down the whole discount. Let's say everything or all of the columns that you see here, it will break it down into the graphs and do the comparison of the subject area and county area. Okay. That is, let's say, the conclusion of the 4 discount reports. Now, we do have a webinar, of course, of the different reports that we offer you throughout the whole system, in every part of the system. So you know that we offer you reports in the search, from the search, in the results, in the overview, and you can see the full webinar of what in detail what all of those reports are based on, and maybe give you a little more information than what I gave you from here. Okay. I hope I cleared your doubt, and I apologize for skipping it. Do you guys have any questions so far? Let me know if I'm going too fast, if I need to go over something in particular that I haven't or that I've gone through already. Okay, I guess I'm being clear as well. Okay, so next is, so we went through the find GPS location, manage search. You guys saw how it cleared my search. Let's say that I don't want all of the filters that I filled in, so I can clear it. And after I add some filters and of course want to generate the actual list of leads, or just go into the results. Let's say you're going to click on the search that is at the top right hand corner, not on the left. If you click here, it's not going to do anything. If you click here, it's not going to do anything. You have to click on the search at the top right hand corner or click enter in your keyboard so that it actually generates your search. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and clear again, and I'm going to go over all of these filters that we have at the top. Okay. So if you want to search for a particular property, something in particular, let's say I'm going to go into my follow-up and search for one, okay? Let's just bypass this part. I'm going to go to the overview and I'm going to click copy. Okay, let's say that over here, I want to search for a particular property, and it's this one, 100 North Bel Air Drive, okay? I don't have to fill in any other filter when I'm actually searching for a particular property, okay? Because that property, wherever you got the data from, in this case, I got it from ReiFax, but you may have other data sources that you want to see, let's say what data ReiFax offers you, and you don't have to fill in any other filter. You just have to click either enter, like I said, or search at the top right, and it will give you your answer. Now, let's say, for instance, that I've had a lot of cases that you think that property is in another county, okay? When you put in the actual street address, oh, it gave me another property. That wasn't supposed to happen. When you actually input a property, the street address of a property, and you put in the incorrect county, it's going to give you, or it may give you, several properties, or it may give you as well another scenario. You don't find any properties. So you write through the live chat, hey, what's going on? Why can't I find this property? So either you see a lot of properties and you see that this one is maybe a multifamily, or you may be searching in another county. So make sure you either um, grab the street address and make sure you corroborate the actual county, because if not, you're going to be looking at either the wrong property, or ReiFax may not be even giving you any answers, or you may be, like you saw, having a lot of results. Okay, that is the first one, location. So if you want to search in different counties, you can select in the drop down like you saw and switch through the different counties. Of course, if you only have one county, the products with one county, you will only be able to see that one. As well as city. Now with city, you can either use exact to search for only one city, for example, Plantation. Or if I want to search in several cities, multiple contains, I can click comma space and then write in the next the next city. So what's that gonna do is going to give you apart from all the filters that you put in at the bottom, it's going to give you only the answers or the results of the 2 cities that you selected. So it's gonna leave out the rest of the cities for that count. Okay. Same thing for zip codes. I'm sorry, going back into city, let's say for instance that you don't want to have this particular, you want answers in or results in the whole county except Plantation. So what I'm going to do is multiple not contains, or simply not contains over here, and it's going to give me results in the whole county except the city that I select, or except the cities that I put in over here with multiple not contains. Okay. Same thing with zip code. If you want to only have results in a particular zip code, you can just leave it in exact and put the zip code that you want. If you want multiple zip codes, you just leave it in multiple contains and then divide it with comma space. Nothing else. If you want to leave out particular zip codes, you put not contains or multiple not contains. And that's going to be integrating all of the filters that you have in ReiFax. That's everything. For instance, when you, let me find another one. Let's see. At the bottom where you have owner name, you could use the same thing, contains or not contains, and then multiple contains or multiple not contains. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and clear out. It's really important that you guys know what you could do with eExact and what you could do with the rest of the drop down, because some people just try to search with exact, and for the different filters that we offer you at the bottom, the search may not go through. Okay, it has to be congruent. Then we have data sources. So we're gonna have everybody's gonna have a drop down of public records, for sale, for rent, non-active for sale by owner, foreclosure, and mortgage. Okay. You're basically, and this is, I think, from Danny. I'm not gonna tell you from ReiFax. You're always going to be jumping through public records and for sale. Why? Because in public records, you're gonna find all of the records in the county appraiser. Okay. So every property that is in the property appraiser, regardless of their status, it's going to be in public records. So if you want properties that are off market, pre-foreclosure, let's say a probate, it's vacant, whatever, all of the properties, they're going to be in public records. So after you're in public records, or you leave the data in public records, you could break it down and use the filters at the bottom so that you could actually, let's say, for instance, leaving it in public records and putting for sale instead of all no. You're going to be searching already with these 2 filters properties that are off market, just like that. Okay. But if you put, for instance, you change it into for sale yes and public records, you're already using this filter over here. Okay. So you're basically not, if you click over here, of course, you're already being redundant, leaving the for sale yes. All you need to do is just select for sale over here, and ReiFax will already do it for you and take out all of the properties and public records and only give you the properties that are active for sale. Okay. Same thing for properties for rent, for example. If you want for rent, all you need to do is put in some listing price, for instance, or let's say some remarks, and it will already filter for properties that are in public records. So like I said, you will always be jumping between these two, but you can as well take the shortcut, let's say, to use any of the ones at the bottom. Another example is you guys see that you have foreclosure over here in data, but in public records, you can also leave it open to public records and filter by pre-foreclosure or foreclosure, or just leave out any type of foreclosure process. Okay. Same thing for probates, life estate, and if you have the professional dialer, you will have the vacant properties filter. Okay. So it will give you, by just selecting yes or no, it will give you properties that are vacant or that are not. Okay. Then we have the type of property. So we yet do not have, because I've had a lot of questions that may I search for several types of properties at the same time? Well, you could either search for all of them or just one at a time. Me, as in Danny, don't suggest you to search for any type of property because you're going to get a lot of crazy answers. And the ideal is that you, let's say, divide your list of leads into different types of properties. Let's say, for instance, I'm going to search today for probates or single family homes probates in 33325. It's just an example. So tomorrow, what I'm going to do is I'm going to search for single family homes probates, but in multifamily homes probates in 33325. That way you can divide and know who you're actually contacting, okay? So over here, we don't know if the properties are single family homes, multifamilies, and you'll see that you're getting, for example, 9,147 properties. So that's not easy to manage, okay? What we want, or I would guess, as a realtor or investor, is a list of leads that you can manage and that you can manipulate. Let's say that you can scrub out the things that you don't want, and 9,000, I think it's really difficult. Okay. Now that we touched the top part, and of course, like I've said, or as users that had coachings with me, I've said you do not have to fill in all of the filters. No, no, no. Only the ones that you want in your results or that you want to take off. Okay. You don't have to fill in neither all of the filters up here or all of the filters down here. Okay. It's just a plus that Danny's giving you. Okay. So going into beneath the dotted line or below the dotted line. So we're going to have different sections over here of filters. They're all different. Okay. So the things that you may see in public records or in the, let's say, the for sale by owner tab, you're not going to see it in the mortgage tab. Or what you see in probate, in foreclosures, you're not going to see it in probate because there's different data that you're going to be searching for depending on the search that you're making, right? So for instance, in public records, I'm just going to give you, I'm not going to go through all of them because we would take literally forever. But what I'm going to do is highlight the ones that, let's say, I've seen that have most demand. Okay, it would be, you could either search by, instead of location, if you have the folio number, you could search by folio number. Okay, by particular address. Now remember, this is public records. Then if you want, you can search by legal description. Okay, for sale, like I said, if you want to search for properties that are off market, you just have to select over here, for sale, no. That's it. Apart from that, you can add to that any other filter you want to search for properties that are off market. If not, if you don't care, you could just leave it in all. Okay. If you select, for example, for sale, yes, and real estate agent, no, it may give you properties that are for sale by owner. Okay. So like I've said before, and for those who know me, you have to play around with the filters and go back and forth to the search, to the results, from the results, and back to your search to see what data you get. Okay. So you may be getting things like this, for instance, it's commercial properties, but it would be directly with the owner because it doesn't have a listing agent directly, according to this. Okay. It would be for sale, yes, real estate agent, no. So like I said, you have to play around with it so that you can get different results. Then we have something else. Remember, I'm only highlighting, okay, the market value. You can go into equal or greater or equal or less. And then, of course, for none of, remember, none of the filters that we have here add any commas or any type of signals, I think it's called. No dollar sign, no comma, apostrophe, nothing. Okay, you just input the number, and then over here you see how it automatically adds it for you, so you can count and you don't have to guess how many zeros you're actually or zoom in and see how many zeros there's in there. Okay, because I'm just saying it because it's happened to me. And then we have, let's say, for instance, debt to equity. You could use equal or greater, equal or less. And then it will automatically put, of course, over here, we don't have the percentage sign, but it is a percentage. Okay, the value is a percentage. Then we have tax delinquency. Remember, we're still in public records. Okay, tax delinquency by year and by amount. Over here, you will be able to search within years, okay? And the year, it goes by the last year, okay?